All right, guys. Article 2, or another article in here, in lesson 1. This is a pretty cool one. This article, or this situation it goes over, was one of the main reasons so much neuroscience information has gotten so popular in the last 30 years. In an article by the National Institute of Health, um, yeah, that's actually my quote. I'm not going to read my own writings. So this article is by the National Institute of Health, titled "Davidson Lectures on Benefits of Meditation." Um, yeah, this is let me just read it off. I'm gonna read this whole part off because this is such a cool article. It's a cool story. Um, so Davidson recalled that in 1992 he was a faculty neuroscientist at Wisconsin and had established the university's first lab on emotion and the brain when he had a career and life-changing encounter. He met the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet. The two remain friends and colleagues to this day. The Dalai Lama challenged Davison, asking, "Why have you been using the tools of modern neuroscience just to study anxiety, stress, fear, and depression? Why can't you use them to study kindness and compassion?" That question, Davidson said, was a total wake up call and caused him to refocus his research, to do everything he could to help place these positive qualities on the scientific map. In one pioneering study, Davidson and the Dalai Lama recruited a group of monks and other long term practitioners to the Tibetan Buddhist tradition from India and Nepal who had practiced compassion meditation for thousands of hours. They were flown to Davidson's lab in Wisconsin and studied, both in meditation and resting states. When with scalp electromyography, EEG machines, and later fMRI machines, EEG showed in meditation only sustained high amplitude gamma oscillations and phase synchrony in their brains. Phenomenon Phenomena not seen in controls. Controls are the people who had just learned about meditation a week ago. These oscillations could be induced and increased by meditation. Davidson's team concluded and are a key maker of the brain's ability to undergo short term and long term changes. Wow, pretty cool. So that's what gamma we were just talking about in the last article. The evidence also shows other benefits of meditation, Davidson said, such as regulation of emotion, better focused attention, and pro social skills like empathy, help in managing pain and changes in prefrontal biology, preferential biology below the neck, downregulation of genes implicated in inflammation. So this is pretty huge study. As I said, this is like sparked a ton of different research into mindfulness. Is really what started the whole mindfulness obsession that we see all over universities and schools today. But it doesn't go to the next level, which is really practicing neuroplasticity practices. Um, and that's what we are getting into after we get over some of the more informative stuff. Um, but see, that's pretty crazy. So I guess talk about it a little bit. So yeah, these are a lot of these monks in Tibet and all over the world. They are meditating, which is just focusing on listening to their breath, focusing on feeling good, feeling really grateful for being alive, feeling all these different feelings, and they had a different brain frequencies being emitted than normal people. So that's a very, very huge discovery. So in this article, by Psychology Today, it goes a little over what is manifestation, because that's kind of how what the next part is. Learning all about the brain is just kind of like great. There's a lot of information just about the brain, but connecting it to manifestation is really the goal of this little book that I wrote. Being able to really implement it. Um, and then just understanding it in terms of why the brain is so effective, understanding why this meditation research is so effective. So let me see where I'm at. All right. Um, so This article by Psychology Today titled "What is Manifestation? Science-Based Ways to Manifest." Um, so the word manifestation means to turn an idea into a reality. Usually, we want to manifest things that improve our happiness and well-being. There's actually a there actually is science behind the idea of manifestation. That is, turning an idea into a real thing. Here are some ideas of research and how they lend support to manifestation. Ultimately, the science suggests that our beliefs bring about behaviors and response from others that lead to outcomes we desire. Negative bias may explain perceptions about manifestation. Research shows that if we're already feeling bad, we're more likely to interpret neutral criticism in a negative way. It may be that someone with a more positive attitude just pays more attention to the ways in which they have successfully manifested parts of their dreams. So, again, these are all quotes from the article. So, upward spirals of positive emotions may explain manifestation success. Oh, interesting. Upward spirals. Wonder what that is. Um, Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, research has also shown that positive emotions enable us to think more creatively. Similarly, Dr. Sanja has shown that happiness leads to success and not the other way around. People who are generally happy and positive attract more opportunities, have better relationships, and seem to be able to manifest what they set their minds to more easily. Very fascinating. How do we use science to manifest what we want? No, number one thing they put is get clear on what you want to manifest. Number two, manifest what matters to you. And three, visualize your manifestation to generate positive emotions. Interesting. And then it says, another quote, visualizing what you desire can help you feel positive emotions related to it more strongly. And those emotions can help you believe in yourself more. Very interesting. Very interesting. Um, so, yeah, I'm going to get a lot more into that. Just keep these articles in mind. It's like the last two before we get into the the fun part where we can really understand this stuff. But another part that's kind of interesting and kind of important that I do talk about, and a lot of the people I've learned from talk about, is quantum physics and quantum mechanics. So this is a little two quotes from livesciences.com called "What is Quantum Mechanics." So, quantum mechanics is a subfield of physics that describes the behavior of particles, atoms, electrons, photons, and almost everything in the molecular and submolecular realm. Now, I know you're probably thinking, why the heck would we need to know that? But the next quote, in classical mechanics, objects exist in a specific place at a specific time. In quantum mechanics, objects instead exist in a haze of probability. They have a certain chance of being at point A, another chance of being at point B, and so on. So this is I don't want to get too into quantum physics, but these are just a little part of what I have in the book. But the bottom line of it is that really we're not too sure about physics. It doesn't really follow the laws of the universe. What happens when you cut an atom in half? Um, this is all about quantum physics because scientists are finding big holes in the regular physics theory. So quantum physics is just another just a little thing in science that shows that potentially we're all connected and that our minds and yeah, it's very very confusing. So I don't want to get too into it, but just that things are more changeable than we think. Um, so this is another article by Wake Forest Counseling Department titled "The Difference Between Feelings and Emotions." And they explain some rare and fascinating information on what emotions and feelings are from what current science tells us. So the first quote, many people use the term feeling and emotion as synonyms, but they are not interchangeable. While they have similar elements, there is a marked difference between feelings and emotions. Feelings, both emotional experiences and physical sensations such as hunger and or pain, bring about feelings according bring about feelings. According to Psychology Today, feelings are a conscious experience, although not every conscious experience, such as seeing or believing, is a feeling, as explained in the article. Emotions. According to Psychology Today, an emotion can only be felt through the emotional experience it gives rise to, even though it might be discovered through its associated thoughts, beliefs, desires, and actions. Emotions are not conscious, but instead manifest in the unconscious mind. These emotions can be brought to the surface of the conscious state through extended psychotherapy. Interesting. Um, so yeah, if you didn't catch that kind of feelings are just a feeling that we feel at any moment, and emotions are more of feelings that we have saved from our past, from our unconscious mind. Oh yeah, I remember grandma. Oh, I'm getting feel this feeling. So that's what emotions are. Emotions are subconscious programs. A fundamental difference between feelings and emotions is that feelings are experienced consciously, while emotions manifest either consciously or subconsciously. Some people may spend years or even a lifetime not understanding the depths of their emotions. So, as I just said, yeah, it's subconscious and feelings are conscious. Throughout life, humans experience many emotions. This range of emotions is impacted by such factors as their behavior, the culture they come from, and their previous traumatic experiences. According to a study published in Personality and Social Psychology Review, emotion is a feedback system whose influence on behavior is indirect. Interesting. Emotion is just a feedback system? I thought it was all about emotions. While according to the PSPR study, the behavior is used to pursue or avoid anticipated emotional outcomes. Behaviors also provides feedback in stimulating retrospective appraisal of actions, conscious emotional states, which can promote learning and alter guidelines for future behavior. Interesting. Traumatic experiences impact emotions both on in the moment and over the long term. According to Psychology Today, whatever the source, trauma leaves its imprint on the brain. According to Psychology Today, traumatic experiences impact our emotions, causing PTSD flashbacks, nightmares, increased fear, anxiety, anger, sadness, and guilt. Interesting. So that was just a little background info before we actually start the course. Because, um, so this stuff was, just a little info. If you want to read more in the articles, please go ahead. Because they give more information on this stuff. So I'm gonna start a new video at lesson 2.